Cool, welcome everyone. Tonight we're going to be finishing off, so FABUIS Bile is finished, and then if you haven't already, he is up ready for the competition, so you have an opportunity for one lucky person is going to get a chance of winning this fella, and that's just by entering into the painting competition, not the painting competition, the 7k giveaway. It's been a long day. I'm absolutely friggin' knackered. Been finishing off with the studio painting and etc. But it's cool. It's cool. Let's say one lucky subscriber is going to get a chance to win this little fella. Just got to think that. But not only that little fella, he's also going to get his little buddy as well. And this is what we're going to finish off painting tonight. Nice and simple. He's looking friggin'. He's all set, ready to go. I was going to say looking friggin' stunning, but he's not. So that's who we're going to go with. So we're going to try stick to the original plans as possible. Now I was looking at a piece of art with FABUIS on, and FABUIS wasn't, the little fella wasn't going on an ultramarine. It was actually going on an Imperial Fist character. And I was thinking, do we do the fluff or do we stick with what's going on here? So that's the interesting part about it, I suppose. What we'll do, we'll stick it to the main art as we possibly can. One good thing about it, the art, we've already got the colour codes on there, so I don't have to think too much on regards to that. Base is all done. All we've got to do is primer them up and then go from there. So thank you very much for the 3 people we've got watching us so far. Thanks for joining us. Sorry for being a little bit later than usual. A little bit stuck behind in getting everything going. But it's cool. We are there. It's nice and bright in here, so we can start this little thing going. So first of all, what we're going to do is primer our little fella up, and then what we're going to do, if I stop knocking the cam around, is we're going to go with, hey Aketa, hopefully I said your name right. So we're going to go with this surface primer grey, which is more like a browny colour. Saying that though, now what I've done with the character itself, I've split him up into 3 different stages. So you've got the body part, which on the looking at the actual model itself is grey, blacky grey, and the head is black. So we've got those separate, but we then also got the torso. So what we'll do, we're going to do those part black, and then we're going to do that part grey, and then what we can do is we're going to build up on that. Now I've also got somewhere some white ink that was recommended from one of the last streams, so I want to give a massive great thank. I can't remember the chat that mentioned it, but thank you very much for that, because that's friggin' awesome. I had a little play. I've used white ink years ago and it didn't quite work, but this, there we go, I found it. There you go. So that is the white ink. I was having a little play around with this yesterday or the day before, and what I was trying to do is wet blend it on the shoulder pads, as you can see on there, and it actually came out quite nice. It's quite a nice, strong, rich white, and I was well impressed with it. It's like, okay, I've got some really cool ideas with that. So what we're going to do tonight with that, when we start doing this part of the clothing, I may just tap a little bit of that onto it just to make it pop. So really excited to give that a little try. So we've got some cool things going with that. That's the main thing. Right, let's start with the primer. Let's get some gloves on. While sticking up all the plastic shelving, I managed to slip my fingers. Today is not the right day for doing it. My favourite army at the moment has got to be Orcs. Do you know what? Probably my original art, my first ever army was Chaos Space Marines, and kind of got into that by mistake. So true to heart, probably World Eaters. The more I read the fluff and the more I get behind the fluff, the more I'm not a big fan of Angron. The more I think he's a bit of a crybaby, a bit of a whinger. So it's kind of pulled me away a little bit. I do like the Tyranids or the Genestealer Cult. I love the whole sneakiness of, you know, coming out of the woodwork, and that whole master plan, working for centuries trying to build up that little awesome what's the word, losing my words tonight, this is not good, building up the perfect ambush for the Imperium. waiting for the great devourers to come. Do you know what? Orcs are friggin' awesome. I love orcs. They're so friggin' cool. There's going to be a couple of noisy parts tonight, just while I get the... You're going to hear, unfortunately, the air compressor kicking in. Orcs are the best. If you haven't already, I've done a funny little meme the other day. I was just peeing myself when I've done it. Where you got in the pub. Absolutely wetting myself. But it took friggin' all days to do 15 seconds worth of editing. Absolutely crazy. Got some awesome, I thought it was awesome, some video tracking software. So where the screen was, you put that thing up and it's meant to attract the screen, but it didn't quite work like that. So once I'd done it, played it, my image was jumping all over the place, so then I had to go back in and redo it again, which is absolutely crazy. You alright? Live streaming, by the way.
Oh, hi.
Right, so we're going to go in with the black first of all. No, we're going with the grey, because the grey, I can go straight into the black afterwards. Space Wolves are pretty cool. I have started to build a Space Wolves army and never actually finished it off. To be fair, I've got actually quite a few projects that I've got built up and never actually finished, which is quite bad. The little cubby hole was a shame. So I was trying to teach my little girl how to paint the other day.
Hi.
And this is where we've got to. So she's really getting into it.
Oh, I did do another one, but you've lost it.
Well, he's here somewhere. Okay, here we go. Lore-wise, do you know what, lore with the Templars, I never really digged them, unfortunately. Right, let's pull this out of the way. So let's do... Let's get this straight in. You took it in George earlier. No, you've only got the one. Meant to be live streaming, hun, so this is not perfect timing. Yeah. Sorry, I do apologise. Got a little girl that's desperate to play Disney Infinity.
My friend brought it off and I get to play again.
Got in you go. See you in a little bit. Love you lots. Okay, probably need one more coat on that. The thing I love about... Let's get that on. One thing I love about using the Vallejo primers, gives a lot of detail. Leaves a lot of detail, should I say. That's quite handy. What am I doing? Just give that a quick swoosh out. I'm going to try to keep this as black as we possibly can. I suppose what I should have done is the base at the same time. Oh no, I'm going to do that now actually, thinking about it. Templars in this, when Ninth comes out, Templars is going to be friggin' awesome. I think they're going to be a really good army. The fact that, like I've said it loads of times about the smaller board, but it's going to really help Templars out massively, getting across the board and causing a lot of trouble, which is going to be friggin' awesome. Hey Anthony, thanks for joining us. So really do appreciate everyone that's joined on tonight. Absolutely awesome to see a few people join on. Really, really cool. If you're in, don't be afraid to talk. Don't bite. Promise. Right, let's get some black primer on so we can do the other two parts. And then you are reasonable. Oh, I think I read your message earlier on the painting competition. Airbrushing, for me, you can get through your army a hell of a lot quicker than going through a paintbrush. I don't know if you can see that at all. You might not just about see it, but I've done loads of power weapons with the all my Grey Knights, about 30-40 Grey Knight models. I've done them in just one sitting, so a couple of hours work. I've done some really awesome effects. And I've done them actually without masking up. So at a later time I'll actually go through and actually show how I've done that, because there's some really, really cool tricks you can do with an airbrush. Especially flamers, like flamer templates. Right, let's get that back on. Give that for a second. Cool, right, let's just get that on there for a sec.
Is the Xbox off? How do you get it on? As in not pressing the button, as in it's on the screen, not on the Xbox screen.
I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah. So it's got the Xbox symbol. Right.
It's just.
So you got to push the input button on the Sky remote. Top right. Yeah, and you got it on HDMI too. Sure. I can't look at the moment. Alright, wait. Airbrushing is, I love it. I absolutely love it. I remember years ago, there's a YouTube channel. He used to just do airbrushing. He doesn't do it anymore, which is a shame because he was a really good airbrusher, and his work was just absolutely fantastic. And then as soon as I saw how he done, like his Tyrannys, it's like, yeah, sold. If anyone's ever going to use the primer from Vallejo, make sure you use the thinner with it. If you put that straight through your airbrush without mixing that down with a thinner, and all you got to do is just go with the normal airbrush thinner, 50-50. If you don't, it just clogs up your airbrush very, very quickly. It dries in the cap, and it's kind of like game over for your airbrush, unfortunately. It's a shame, really. No, when I first started doing it, there was no guides on how to use the primer, which was a shame, really. Same as like the crackle paint, there was no guides. No one's ever done anything to show. They talk about it, but they don't show you how to actually use it, which is a shame. And of course, this stuff going through your airbrush, make sure you clean it out. If you don't, it's game over. But it's not. Everything, you know, if you forget to, there's many times I've gone in, I've had a few beers and forgot to empty the airbrush out or just been tired. and then all the paint's clogged up in the actual gun itself. You can clean it out, not the ends of the world. There's some really good material you can whack through it just to clear it through. Glad to do one. I always find that no matter how much you think you cleaned it out, it's always a little bit of paint just stashed away. So he's getting the new box set when it comes out for 9th with all the Necrons. And hey Ian, thanks for joining us, my friend. Sorry, a little bit of a slow delay there, only just popped up for myself, so I do apologise. So we've got the new Space Marine and Necrons coming through. I'm debating whether to get a box set or not. I'm tempted just to get it just to paint. I've always wanted to do a Lunar Wolves army, and I think it's probably the best time to master it. Unfortunately, just white and black can be a bit of a... Okay. Even though I've cleaned it, still black primer stashed away in the old head. Right, let's get some nice, lovely solvent. This is probably where everyone's thinking, yeah, going for the airbrush primings probably takes longer than doing it through the can. Beautiful thing of doing it when you do it through the can. I've had some bad experiences over the last couple of weeks with it. Well, I say a couple of months ago, where it all started going all chalky. That absolutely bugged the hell out of me because I just I can't remember. I don't know. It was the grey knights. When I started doing the grey knights, I've done all this, sprayed, built them all up, converted them all over. And then a couple of the grey knights just got, as I was doing the primer through the can, it just went all like dusty and that. So, not what I wanted. Can was warm, so it was nothing to do with the temperature of the room. Well, I don't think it was. But unfortunately, you get it every now and then. Right, that's that part done. So let's just run a bit thinner through that, just to clear that out. Okay, what we're going to go with, we're going to go, instead of the usual using the Tamiya whites over this one, what we're going to do tonight, we're actually going to go with the white ink. So we're going to actually try using the white ink to actually prime up. I think that's going to be interesting because that, anyway, we're going to do that white. And then by hand, we're probably going to paint the flesh on the hand tonight on this one. Only because I reckon I could do it with the airbrush. In fact, I'm actually going to, I'm going to do it with the airbrush. I'm going to flex my my talent, if I've got any. Right, so with the inks, we're going with a little bit of thinner first of all. Make sure we give that ink a really, really good shake. Good little, I've got a really good little tool here. Got this on Amazon for about 20 quid. And it is a nail polish shaker. I'm not going to do that tonight because it is really, really loud. But with that, all you got to do is just put basically, I've been watching loads and loads of people put loads of videos and little things they've been doing like with on power tools just to shake it up. But all you do with this is whack that on like so, hit the button and it just shakes it up. Really, really cool. And for those paints that you've got lying around for ages and haven't used it for a while, it's good for those. Just leave it on there for a minute or so and it just absolutely just smashes the paint together and it's awesome. Right, so let's go with the inks. Right, I haven't actually had a go at priming the inks yet through the airbrush, so this is going to be a first. I've only done it through the paintbrush. So we're going to go a couple of drops into there. This will be interesting. Okay, so far so good. Let's pull that out because we don't want that because we're going to go with that black. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to hit the Space Marine because that we're going to do that separate because I've got an idea on how I want to do that. So let's just do just going to do the close so far. Hopefully you can see that all right. So we're going to go top down first of all. By going top down, we're going to make sure we keep all the parts shadowed. So that's going to still stay the browny grey underneath. And then we're going to hit the airbrush at certain angles. So for this, we're going to be going in. Let me turn that off for a sec so you can actually hear what I'm saying. Let's get a paintbrush so I can talk through it. So we're going to go top down, and we're going to cover those areas there white. We're also going to hit the arms and the flesh. So when we go over later with the flesh, with the Canadian flesh, that will hit nicely on the transition on there. And then underneath, so then when we come down the side, that part's all going to be shaded. That part's all going to be shaded. You're going to hit slightly on there, and on there. And then when we come into that side, all that's going to be on there. And so we're going to still leave all those little bit there slightly darker. If that makes sense. So as soon as I start painting, it will start coming together. So top down first of all. So coming from the back side first of all. It's actually come out quite nicely. That ink's actually given it a nice smooth transition in between. So we're going to go a little bit more, just trying to catch a little bit on that arm there. Nice little transition in between this. That's awesome. Right, I'm just going to add a little bit more this down. I'm just going to drop a couple more drops of ink into this, just to thicken it up just slightly. It's a little bit too watery. Okay, let's give that a little bit of a dry. Let's come back in. That's brilliant. Pull this out of the light. Nice little trick. Once you're actually painting, you've got all your headlights up. Sometimes you can get a little bit blinded by the light. So if you just pull it to one side, just into the shadow, you can actually see how that's coming out, and that's actually come out quite nice. There's some really nice transitions in between that, so I'm quite happy with that. So let's put that to one side. Let's clean out the airbrush, and then we're going to go in with. We're going to do the legs and the head next. So with this, we're going to go with. Let's have a look what they've gone with. Blacks is an interesting one because there's so many different recipes out there to do a nice black. Black Templars, or what I've done on the Grey Knights is gone in with the Fang and gone down that route. But they are going with more of a green by the looks of it. So green and Thunderhawk blue. Interesting. Yeah, we can do that. We can definitely do that. What we got? It's going to be like the question is like where everything is. Let's get those paints. So we're going to go with. This is probably why I don't have Thunderhawk grey. Still Legion green, got that. So we don't have the other one, but what we do have. So what we will do, we'll go in with a slightly different blue. So, ooh, sport for choice here. Absolutely sport for choice. Let's go over. Alright. Let's try. So steel drab is the first colour they're suggesting. So I don't like that actually. So what they're saying, steel drab and Thunderhawk blue, which I don't think I've got. I thought I had them all. I've got a new system in place. So for the camera, this is what I've been working on today. Sticking out all my colours. And the idea was when I'd done the live stream, instead of having to reach over to grab them, I can just go along and just grab the colours I want in the colours that I need. And oh no, I've got it. There you go, got it. Thunderhawk grey. Okay, interesting. So steel drag. Cool. Oh, you could probably do that with a head as well. That's cool. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. That's all cleaned out. So we're going to go with the steel. That's the one we're going to go with first of all. So we'll go with a bit of thinner. So we're not going to load up the airbrush loads and loads of paints on here because it's only such a small model. Let's give it a good shake. I don't actually think I've used this before. Nope, first time. So I'm going to do that in the airbrush, and what I'm looking for is a nice milky consistency in that. So if anything, that might be a little bit too much. We'll see how that comes out. And we're sitting on around about 22 psi on the airbrush. One thing you will notice with when I'm airbrushing, I don't bother changing the psi on the airbrush. I know a lot of people say like, oh yeah, you got to change it for this, for that colour, for that. I don't. Just stick to the same psi. As you get used to it, you'll get used to how to manipulate the paint. So like with myself when I'm painting, I'll just try on the white bit of paper first of all, just to see how the paint is coming out of the actual airbrush. So let's whack that to one side, and then we're going to do the same thing with this. So we're going to come at different angles. So let's get that light in there like so I can see what's going on. That one over here, and then let's get that back over there, and then down there. It's quite dark. Right, here we go. So let's get that on. You're not really going to see this on camera, unfortunately, but you just got that slight tinge going over. So let's give that a little dry. So it's quite glossy at the moment, but that's more with the actual the paint that I've used as the primer. But once we're finished, we're going to go with the matte varnish over the top, and that will dull that down and that pull that in quite nicely. So let's go in with the Thunderhawk blue next. Just need to give that a quick swoosh out. Again, same as before, a little bit thinner. Go straight in. Wow, I haven't used this before neither. Getting out with a lot of paints here. So that's probably a little bit too thin, just need a little bit thicker. Okay, that might be perfect. I think I need to smash them through the cool. Right, so now what we're going to do, we're just going to go a little bit, not go as much down in the angles, but any questions at all, just drop them in there. Turned out right. I'm just going to let that dry. So you've just got that slight change now into the from the black into the Thunderhawk. I'm going to go with the head. Now with the head, I'm just going to go straight in with the Thunderhawk, and then with that, you kind of got his head at an angle. And I'm just going to slightly just do the top of his head. Cheeky way of drying the actual paint itself without pushing the trigger backwards. Just keep it pushed forward, pull down, and you've just got air coming out. So once you pour the paint onto the model, push forward and do it, and that will help dry the actual paint itself. Every now and then the paint will clog up, but I don't know if you noticed, I don't have that problem where it dries up that much, and it's just the way that, okay, not having a lot of paint. Okay, that's that done. Easy. So excess paint, just pouring that back into the paint pot. And then let's get that. And then I just want to pour this big lump of paint out while I'm there. Right, head done, that done. So what we're going to do next, we're going to go with, we're just going to prime up the marine down below. And tempted, let's go straight in with the inks. Let's do it. Really want to give those inks a try and just make sure they are good as what they are. Say they are. So just starting to get into 40k. Love you guys' videos, and I'm planning on making my first Nid army for. That's, you know what, Tyranids is a fantastic choice. Me personally, I would say you're better off going with Orcs, though I don't think Ace would be happy on that. No, Tyranids are going to be a really good choice. 8th, you're going to see 9th, you're going to see some really cool stuff with them, and I think they're going to be very, very powerful. The king of the potato people welcomes you to visit farm. Thank you. That would be something Sean would come out with. That's made my day. Right, let's make sure we've got all the existing paints out. And then... So what projects has everyone got on the table at the moment? Tyranids are really cool. You've got so many different play types with Tyranids. You can either be like a really aggressive close combat army, or potentially you can be a really good sit back and hold and shoot, or you can just be an absolute annoyance with all like the lictors and stuff like that just appearing and popping up. Right, let's do a little tad of thinner, and then we're going to go a couple of drops of ink. Just give that a little... Sean would be wetting himself right now. Cool. That's actually just having a little test on the actual hand to see how that's coming out. Yeah, that's cool. We've got a nice bit of control on that. No overspray, so yeah, I think that's a really good shout. Okay, let's do the marine. So what we're going to do... So this is going to be where you have your brush control. If you're new to this, I would recommend just covering up what you've already painted. So what I've done with this one, working with the highest points first of all, and then doing the marine last, because if I'd done the marine first and then started spray painting the actual body itself, all your overspray from this is then going to go onto the marine, and that's what you don't want. So working on the marine, working on the Fabulous's little buddy first, and then working on the marine, it actually works out a lot better. So let's go straight in. And that is actually... Actually, do you know what? That white ink is actually... I hope you can see this alright on camera. It's actually coming on alright. Yeah, I think once I put the blues over this is really going to pop. And I think I'm going to go with contrast tonight. Just going to get the fleshy parts off the leg. Being really, really careful I don't hit the clothes. And then let's just get that backpack. Cool. Just make sure the side of that face just pops a little bit more. Fabius is one friggin' awesome character. One badass. Up to no good. If anyone's listening to the audiobooks at the moment, Jesus Christ, he's in a bit of hot water at the moment. Plus, talks of Fulgrim. And I love his little people that he's working on at the moment. So Fabius has got his own little children that he's created and working around. Fabius he's such a lovely model to paint. Friggin' awesome. Once you paint your Fabius up, if you fancy sharing some pictures up on Facebook, it'll really be interesting to see how everyone else does theirs. Alright, that's that in there. So I'm just going to... Let's give this a good old bash out. That sounded so dodgy, didn't it? Let's just give it a bash out. Family friendly, sure, Darren. Yeah, I'm well impressed with the inks. That white ink is actually been... I'm happy with that and the way that's working. Typhus. See, this is the thing. So the storyline at the moment, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin it. If you haven't already listened to it, I haven't listened to the new audiobook. I'm about a couple of hours in, but it talks about the Harlequins chasing Fabius, and Fabius is trying to catch up game with trying to take on the Harlequins. Not the Harlequins, sorry, the Jakari. And there's some really cool stuff with it. And the Jakari is just, the guy on there is just an absolute badass. He really is. Horrible, nasty piece of work. And you kind of get the mindset of like how the Jakari think and how they are, and they're just like, they're brutal, absolutely brutal and savage. Right, let's go with flesh. So, this is going to be the interesting bit. Cadian, and then we'll go with, as much as I'm going to, that. Right. So same mixtures as we got with before. Oh, the book. That's my little one. Nick my phone. Nope. The audio book is the Manflayer. Yeah, Manflayer. It's good. Well worth listening to. Once I've finished the audio book, I'm gonna have to listen to it again, just make sure I get the storyline right. But once I've done it, I will put something up on do a YouTube video on it. So I love the fluff in 40k. I just think the fluff is friggin' awesome. It's just a shame sometimes that the fluff is not the same on as how the actual models play, and I just really wish Games Workshop would get that right. Maybe with 9th and the way they're talking to the right people, hopefully the fluff is going to work. Right. So just going straight in with the Cadian flesh. That's where we need a little bit of a steady hand. This part I would probably recommend it, depending on how good you are with the airbrush. Sometimes it's probably best doing this part by hand. I've got underneath there. Is that going to be flesh or is that going to be? Yeah, no, it's clothes. Alright, right. And then back on his feet. Yeah. Oh wow, you're over there at the moment. It's a good audio book to listen to. Definitely a good audio book to listen to. highly recommend it. Mind you, I love listening to all the Horus Heresy books. Probably the best one is like the Horus Rising and Galaxy on Flames. As soon as you listen to it, you really want to do like a bloody Abaddon's army. Or if you like going down the whole good guys route, and then you've definitely got the Lunar Wolves. But Garviel Loken is just such a badass. There you go. So even though I was quite steady with the airbrush itself, just got like a slight overlay, a slight overspray with the airbrush, just gone on that bit there. But that's cool. I can fix that in a little bit, so I'm not really worried about that so much. For me at the moment, it's just more about getting the flesh. I hate painting flesh by hand. I can do it if I need to, but I can get a much nicer flesh using the airbrush. Right, that is that part. So let's just tip the excess into there, and then we're going to darken this up. So we've still got a little bit of paint in there, so not much. So next up, we're going to go with the shadow areas. So we're going to go in with the black red. I'm just going to go in with just not too much. Just going to put a little bit extra thinner in there. And with this one. So you're still deployed over in Iraq at the moment? Are you back? Okay, so you can kind of see that's kind of not as dark as the pot itself. You probably can't see that, but you've got like a nicer, darker flesh tone. And then what we're going to do with that, we're just going to come underneath. I'm just going to do it. Don't get me wrong, these are parts that you're not going to really see. But we're going to do it anyway. Right, so we're going to get up into that corner there. And we're just going to get straight up into that bit there. And then what we're going to do, try to get underneath the fingers. So using the model as to our advantage. So we're going to put it to that angle, and then spray up. Because of the way the model is, because we're going at an angle, it means that none of the paint's going to go on top. Just going to give it light blasts. Perfect. Good. Right, let's clean that out. We're going to go in with a lighter flesh tone. And we're nearly there with the flesh, which is awesome. Very, very quick. Really can smash out a horde army quite quick with the airbrush. But airbrush versus normal brush. Normal brush you can get better, nicer effects. The model can look a lot more stunning, but it just takes a hell of a lot longer. Airbrush, you can get it done a lot quicker. You can get some really awesome blending effects in there, but you don't get the same type of detail. So airbrush versus brush will always win, but the airbrush is so much quicker. Right, so we're going to go with what's going to be a nicer one? I think that's not what we want. We're going to go in with pale flesh, I think. I'm not really a fan of scale colour. I know Ace absolutely loves them, but I hate them. thing is, I've got so many scale colours. I need to try to get through. Oh, look, typical. Not a little bit, but just bloody loads of it. Awesome, just what we wanted. Loads and loads of wastage. If you're starting out on painting, I probably avoid scale colour at the beginning until you get used to it. Scale colour has an interesting property on it. Okay, right, what we got? Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, hopefully. Just about playing with fire here. Just about. Right, let's pull this over. A mixture. So using game color, using yeah, a majority of the paints I'll be using will be the Citadel range. I like to stick to the Citadel range because it's a colour, it's a paint that you can easily get. Plus, it tends to be more like doing painting guides and stuff like that. It's a paint that more people got access to. A little bit more there. I don't know if you can see that at all, but that's actually come out quite nice. You got a real nice transition between the Cadian and the scale colour, the pale flesh. It's just starting to lighten up into the joint areas, in the top of the muscle, and then just around the finger knuckles. I'm just going to go a little bit more there. So just using my glove just as more of a guidance, so I can see how much of the paint's coming out. Yeah, that's really cool. Nice, easy, simple. That's how it is. That's how we like it. Alright, let's get rid of the excess. Where's the bigger brush? I don't know if anyone's caught what I'm doing, but to clean my airbrush out, just use an old jam jar. I just stick the airbrush in, just get an old paintbrush, and then just get it right in there, give it a good clean. It works out cheaper doing this way. You can stick the all the cleaning materials for it, but it just works out more expensive for you. If you do it in the paint pot first of all and clean this excess off, God, there's a good old bit of sunshine coming in. I think it's interesting, really. I suppose, like with Games Workshop, you've got to see it. They are a business, and every business is there to make money. And with them, they've got to keep the shareholders happy. That's the crucial thing. Am I happy with the price rises? Not really. And some of the models they've done it on, I don't think that's the right thing. If it was me, I would probably leave the prices as they are on those specific vehicles, those specific units. And what I would do is, when the new stuff comes out, because they're the things that's more likely to sell. It'd be those that I'd add the prices to. But that would have been my mindset for them. But yeah, some of the units they put the prices on. It's not. It was interesting. But hey ho, I'm not my forte. Right. So we're gonna go with the contrast next. So we're going to go with ultramarine blue. What's this one? Tesla blue and contrast blue. So we're going to go with the Tesla blue first of all, which is going to be a nice vibrant colour. Necro, thank you for joining us. Yeah, it's interesting, really. It's like it's an interesting time with the way everything's all going, and yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I suppose one way you've got to look upon it is the type of things they put the prices on. They're not really the popular items. They're things that are kind of like a lot of people already got a lot of. So, like for instance, the Imperial tanks, like on eBay, there's absolutely frigging loads of them. So, and I think I don't need to go and get enough one. I've got absolutely loads of them. Probably waiting. Yeah, you're probably right. Maybe waiting for, the situation to get better. I would have been smarter. Right, so going in with the Tesla first of all, the Tesla contrast, and then what we're going to do is we're going to aim for the higher highlights first of all, and then we're going to go in with the darker blue into the other parts. So. So what's everyone's thoughts in regards to no longer having the glazes anymore? Because the Games Workshop no longer do any of the glazes, all contrast. So that's the first part. So let's darken that down. Just give that a slight. And not the cleaner. Absolutely destroy it. Go a little bit thinner. Go ultramarine blue. Okay. That's going to be a nice dark. A much darker blue now. Let's give that a little bit of a blowback. See, glazes are really cool. When you do, so like if you paint anything, the trick with glazes is to pull those transitions in. So if you do if you put a glaze down, just add a little bit thinner to it or a bit of water, and then just paint that over the top of what you've done. It pulls those colours in quite nicely. It's really cool. You see with Games Workshop, they've kind of got you by the short and curlies because they know that people are going to buy it. That's the thing. Years ago, when like the price of the Storm Ravens went up from like £25 to £50, everyone absolutely went mental about it. But everyone still went out and brought it. So Games Workshop are never going to change if they don't. If people don't change the way they are on that. Like, there's nothing you can really do about it. It's just business, unfortunately. I suppose, like for little independent retailers, for them it's going to be. They're probably going to be happy with it because it means they get more of a margin. Just add a little bit more contrast in that, just to make it a little bit thicker. Just need to dry them quickly. So now we're just working upon the shadow areas. I suppose one thing that a lot of people are not talking about is the, which is interesting, Forge World are no longer going to be writing the rules for 40k. So their Forge World models are all going to be done by Games Workshop. Anyway, so we've got a nice transition in between the blues there. So we've got a nice lighter one to a dark, and that's why we're going to stop there for that. That's what we got. Yeah, people buy and find it a bit harder for me. Yeah. See, with myself, this year I've kind of been a little bit strict on what I buy in regards to Warhammer. Underneath the gaming table, I've got some really useful boxes, and they're just like, there's just so much Warhammers that's stashed underneath there that's unbuilt on the sprue still, and probably never going to get built up in my lifetime. And it's kind of really bad. So I've kind of like, yeah, trying not to do it, not waste my money on stuff that I'm not going to need. I used to love doing conversions and just like buying loads of different, like going into the shop and going, yeah, I'll have that, and then make some weird ass demons or demon princes. But now with the way the prices are, I can't justify it. And like when I see people make these awesome conversions with the with their knights, and they stick like a demon prince in there and another demon prince in there, and I just think, Jesus Christ, your knight's gone from 90 quid now up to nearly 200 quid just for all the conversion parts, and I just think, wow, that's absolute bonkers. Yeah, 3D printers. I think 3D printers is probably going to change away a lot of. See, like I know loads of people now that don't buy Games Workshop and they go straight to the 3D printer side of things. I think probably what you'll see in the future, maybe, is Games Workshop probably won't. They'll give you a choice of either having the model. You can go buy the model kit, or they may even just sell you like the license to like print your own Space Marine at home. Who knows? Who knows? It's going to be interesting. All right. So what we're going to do now, actually before we do anything, we need to put a coat of matte varnish over the top of everything, just protect everything, and then finish off a couple of little bits, and then we can get to work on the next part. So let's go in with thinner and matte varnish just there, if I can get it. Matte varnish is really cool, just to protect your work, make sure you don't get, if you do get your dirty fingers on it, you can just kind of clean it up a little bit if you're quick. So matte varnish, always do a little bit thinner first, so 50-50 to thinner to matte varnish. Give that a little bit of a blowback. Cool, right, I'm going to stick the fan on for this bit. Make sure we get the head. A little dry. We need to get about 2 or 3 coats on this. So we can. The rest of it now is just going to be painted via brush. As you can see, we just save so much time just doing what we've done. That in there, give it a little squash out. Cool, right. That is that part. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the fleshy part with the Acadian flesh on there. We're going to do that by hand because trying to get in with the airbrush, as much as I'm a cocky little fella, I think I'm going to absolutely mess that up. So no point trying to do that. Obviously, it'll be back to the drawing boards game, and that will suck. So let's make some room. Let's get my all trusted wet palette. You have. What I love is you can go out and you can spend a little bit of money on a wet palette, or you can do as I've done, go cheap and cheerful, and all this is just a couple of wet sponges, some like clean cloths, so 2 of those on a really useful lid, bit of water, make sure it's nice and wet, and then where is wow, where is that gone? And just some cheap grease-proof paper. And we're going to do and that's it. Cheap, cheerful, and using the tools you got. So let's pop that back into there. Let's get that over to there. And we're going to go with let's go in with the awesome gold first of all. Go with, make sure we get the right brush. Yeah, look, airbrushing. Sorry, the that is going to definitely change the way people do stuff. So let's go in with the golds next, and I'm just going to go with that straight over. And that is that. Do the rim of his armour. Just take the excess off. Such an awesome gold. And the problem is the gold has just kind of gone around his blooming armour, so I'll have to correct that. Right, let's give that a dry. Go back in just on doesn't want to sit on it, wants to be awkward. Right, that's that done. Is there, and then we need just clear that excess paint off. Really did use the wrong brush for that. But never mind. No dramas. If you're going to use those paints, just make sure you use like an old brush or some nylon brushes. They work well. Right, so let's get with the Acadian flesh and let's do the chest part. And I've got some nice new brushes. Let's go in with that one. There you pal. Okay. So let's get straight in there. Let's make sure we get that neck done. Otherwise that's going to stand out like a sore thumb. So we're going to do a couple of thinner coats on this. Handy thing not having the head stuck on means that you can get right into it and not worry about mucking it up. Yes, I will. At the moment, there's a couple of bits I've done with the studio. So with my studio itself, it's split off into two parts. So I've got the first part is my painting side, and where all the models sit, and then all my paints. And then I've got you can probably see behind, you've got the curtain in between, and on the other side of that, you've got the 6x4 table set up, and then you've got the front side is white. It's all light, bright, reflecting the lights. And today I've just had to finish off just painting up some of the walls. And just getting certain bits into area. On the other side it's completely black, so I'm just going for the opposite, and it's more, I think in a way maybe going white on the other side would be better, but there's so many different other channels at the moment that go with white. I just wanted something a little bit different and just stand out a little bit, but as time goes I think later on I'll probably change that and probably go with white maybe. I don't know. But yeah, showcase on the armies. I've got loads and loads of armies here that probably don't really get on the channel. I know my Marines, mind you, I haven't touched my Marines for such a long time, since probably 5th, 4th. They're just sat in a little box somewhere. Don't really get seen on the channel. I've got my assassins, and back in the days, back in 5th, the Grey Knights used to be in with the Inquisitors, and you used to have like the Death Cult Assassins. I've got loads of those with the custom shields and that somewhere. And again, it would be really nice to get those on the channel, because they'd be really cool. But I've got to finish off an army, a loyalist army to use them. I don't think the Marines anymore would be worth doing. I don't think I can do a custom chapter with it, because I've seen the colours that I'd done before was like the Scorpion Green. It was like really bright pop, and I like that. But it's like some of my early day work, and if I look upon what I've done in the past to where I am now, it's like chalk and cheese. It really does stand out. But it's cool. You've got to learn from somewhere, right? So just making sure we get underneath the cloth. I think that's meant to be flesh underneath there. And then what we're going to do is, on the wet palette I've got there, I'm going to split that down into two. I'm going to make one side darker and then the other side lighter. So plans for the future for the channel. We had a little conversation last night in regards with the battle reports and like the painting guides and stuff like that. We've got to somehow try raise extra funds to try get extra cameras in. So at the moment we've got the drop down camera is just a webcam. We've got two webcams, one for the dice tray and one for the drop down camera. But the problem with that is the picture quality on down below is not as sharp. So unfortunately what we need to do is we need to get a couple more of these. It will make editing so much quicker, so much easier. Unfortunately those cameras are unfortunately not cheap, but they're worth the weight in gold. So at some point, Knight needs to try to figure out how we rise extra capital so we can get those in, just so we can improve the game, if that makes sense. But hey ho, it is what it is. We'll get there. Look friggin' awesome. You know, it will look really, really cool. And then, of course, the other thing we need to do is try and upgrade the Mac as well, so we can start putting other bits in. Hey, man, how you doing? Welcome to a live stream at last. We keep missing each other. Every time you do your live stream, I keep missing. Is it Mephos? Right, let's go with... Right, we're going to go lighter up with the... on the other side. So, go in with the light pale flesh. Or do I need to? No, I'm actually going to leave that darker. Cool, right, that's that part done. Let's do... We need to do the... those parts there. So, what I might do... We'll paint... Let's do those bits now, and then I can go in with decisions. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get the metals done now. Hey, man, you boys have been busy. What we got? Iron Warriors. Let's do this. You hit 1,000 yet? If anyone fancies doing my good old friend Mephos a favour, if you're not already, Frost and Frisk do have a YouTube channel. If you can drop over and give them a little hand and just give them a little subscribe, help them up to try to get to 1,000. That would be friggin' awesome. They've got some really cool, they do some really cool paint jobs as well. Okay, so just going in with the, sorry, I'm painting away and I've pulled the model away and it doesn't really help if you can't see what I'm doing. So this is the Iron Warriors metal. It's a nice base. I'm just putting that in. You could use lead Belcher. This one was just closest to hand. As you can tell, I'm not fussy in what colours I use. So we'll get that around there like so. Let's pull that. Oh, you're welcome, my friend. You guys deserve it. You must be so close now to hitting that final target. And then let's get that. So what we're going to do, we're just going to... I just accidentally touched the brush on the fleshy part. Oh, and it did. It friggin' did, didn't it? Right. Cheat. Lick the brush, damp cloth, and then we're just going to go straight over where I hit the brush before. Because we've done that matte varnish, we can kind of wipe that excess paint off. There you go, it's gone. So we're just going to do those little joints. No, it's not. It's still there. It's a bummer. So I just need to go back over the flesh and just correct that. Oh, what a pain in the bum hole. Oh, that's a bugger. Right. And then we've got the hooks there. This is why I need to get my eyes out. And let's do that there. And then, cool. Right, that's the hooks done there. Anything else on it needs doing? Oh, yep, the back side of that. Let's get that in there like so. Mesos, how is your dice doing? Cheers, my friend. Flattery will get you everywhere. Okay, so we're just going to do that while we've got that off. We can just get that part of the model nicely done. I was tempted to use that gold to do the lenses and around that part there, but just after what's happened with the Marines chest piece, I think I'm going to go and change the gold up. I can't take the chance now because we've got a nice blend with the black and the Thunderhawk grey or Thunderhawk blue on that part there. I don't want to ruin it, so we're going to go over the eyes just with a different paint. Can't take that risk. Cool, right, that's that part done. And oh no, not quite. A little bit there. Where he's getting his gene seed. That's awesome. And then that part there, we want, I suppose that's where the gene seed is hiding in there. Let's just hook that out. Yeah, that's cool, right. And then we need just underneath where his neck is. It's always metal there, and then the pipe there, like so. Cool, sweet, done. Awesome, my friend, awesome. Hope they are doing you proud. Right, let's do. We need to do that part there. So we're going to go with. I tell you what, we're going to do that. We're also going to paint that Iron Warriors as well. We're just going to darken it up. So when we put the gold on, and all I'm going to do, I'm not worrying about going over the. Okay, let's get that to stick. So I'm going over with the darker silver first of all. So when the golds pop on, the white doesn't bleed through. That's what you don't want. So let's get that straight in there like so. That in there like so. Yes, yeah, we're going to. I've got to figure out, because the table I've got is a custom table. Over the years, it's one of my friends built the table in the beginning. And it was originally designed for a loft, just to fit underneath where my loft is. It's all boarded out, and it's pretty much a bedroom up in the loft space. So the idea, but the problem is with my loft, it had like the roofs come down, and the table was designed to sit, so it went underneath it. But it didn't. You couldn't play in the bedroom because it was just, you kind of like your neck's at an angle all the time, and it wasn't comfortable. So when doing the battle reports, we set it up in the studio, and yeah, it was just the perfect height, just to lean over and get everything. And then over the years, I've just added to it, added the side bits onto it, put the LED lights into it, and it just really works, really pops. So plan of action is we're gonna go with the smaller board type, but I'm gonna get some, probably do like maybe what SM Battle Reports have done, and put like a plastic outer piece on it, just so it boxes it off, or even potentially get some aerosol spray paint, and then just do like lines and mark out the area. I'm not gonna be silly and cut the battle mats. I just think that was just a stupid idea that someone had. I ain't gonna go down that route. I think you can do a really good job and just like being clever and creative. As I said before, if you do Apocalypse, you're gonna need those bigger boards, and I think you'd just be stupid to cut it up. Where is my golds? I can't see you. The golds are hidden away quite nicely. There it is. Gotcha. And we'll take you as well. Cool, so we've got, that's probably not going to be the best one. Let's go with chrome. Like a bit of chrome. Right, so we're going to go with gold ore. I can manipulate this a little bit better. Just going to do a dab. This one I'm not going to thin down. I don't, with the metal golds, again, it's Vallejo again. Really nice, when you use these, you can use these straight out of the actual pot itself. They work really nicely through the airbrush. They work really well through the airbrush. With the airbrush, put a bit of thinner through them, but when you put them through the airbrush, man, you can do some really sick, awesome things. I gave Dan a recipe, a gold recipe, using a mixture between Citadel, this, and it just come out absolutely friggin' awesome. Once we start getting some battle reports down, long as Danny's painted his Marines up, we should have a really nice Blood Angels army. Of course, it all depends upon Danny and whether Danny's done what he's meant to have done. So time will tell on that. So let's get that first of all up on there. I'm surprised Danny is not watching tonight and not dropping their comments down. He's probably gone, you git. You set me up a treat now, haven't you? And they'll be like, yep. There you go. And then I do like the other gold. Need. Yeah, sitting on there quite nicely. That's awesome. Awesome. Let's get that right around. What we thinking so far? We liking? Not liking? Got thick skin, so I take all criticism, all feedback, positive or negative. There you go. That's that sorted. So once we start doing the flask, it's going to look really cool. They are, yeah, they're really useful. I don't know if you use that one at all. The gold is absolutely, it's really nice, but as you see there with the Ultramarine, tonight we just had a little bit of an overbleed there. Not happy with that. It is what it is. Can't do nothing about it. We'll just have to sort that out. So, right, let's just dry some of that off, and then we need to do kind of capture. Come on, don't mess up. There you go. Kind of just need that, the rim of the helmet. There you go. Yeah, it's actually done nice. Let's just get the eyepieces done as well. Hopefully, as time goes on, and we can get some cash, we can get some better cameras. So when I'm doing these live streams, we can have a real nice, sharper picture set up. Right, let's see if you can see any of that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some pictures of what we've done so far, just so you can get a better. Let's post these up. So that's one, and I can take that one, and if I take a picture of that, so that's going up onto, I'll put that up onto the Instagram, and then we'll do, oh, no, not that one. That one. Tonight's stream. Right, that is on Instagram. And let's just mark that up. So at least that way, and that'll pass onto the website as well. So share that. Did that share onto the Facebook? I think it did. So if you want to check that out, that'll be on our Facebook page, and it should be on the Instagram as well. Let's make sure that came out. Yeah, it's on there. So you can have a look. You can see what we've done so far. Unfortunately, the camera is not as sharp, which is a pain in the bum hole. Right, just open that up. All right. What we got? Anything with a dead marine on it is friggin' awesome. So we're going to do the fleshy part there, and just got to touch his nose back up. Let's go with contrast black. Where is the black? I've probably said it like 50 million times, but the Templar black contrast is freaking awesome. Love it. There it is. All right. No, good shout. Really good shout. Let's get it on Discord. I'm going to put it under painting videos. There you go. It's up on Discord now as well. Right, let's just go in with the contrast black. So contrast I'm just going to use straight out of the pot. Take out the excess, and we're just going to tap up the nose and just get into there. Just clear that up a little bit. That's looking freaking good. Happy with that. And if you haven't noticed, I don't use washes. Don't like using washes. Right, let's get some of the chrome now. So just going to do the chrome. Just pull out the metal parts. Let's just do a tap of that. And let's just do that onto there. And then all I'm going to do is take a little bit more off actually. Just going to do a side swipe onto the tubing. So hardly any paint on the actual brush itself. It's about taking the excess off. There you go, you've got a nice, so you've got dark underneath and then go into light. That's awesome. That works. And then let's make sure we get those parts. And then let's get that there. And we're just going to tap a little bit on the gold. Just so it looks like it's shining a little bit. And then just on the joints, on the little nose that's going in his fingers and his hands even. Cool, that's that done. And then on the backpack, we'll do the neck first of all, around there. So just make sure we get a little bit more of that paint off. You kind of got like a little grill going on the back. Cool. Right, I just realised I've got to do his foot again. Wasn't as good as I thought it was. Cheers, my friend. Much appreciated. Let's go back in with the Acadian flesh. It's probably a little bit too cocky with the feet. Let's just go back in there with that. That's a shame because that was a really nice colour on the feet, and I just ruined it. Oh, what a shame. Right, we're going to darken that up straight away actually. Let's go dark and then just pull up. So we're just going to add some more black red into the Acadian. Let's get a little mix down, just dry it up a little bit. Quite quiet tonight. That's that. Like so. I'm going to probably give that a couple of coats. Let's give that a couple more. Nearly had the perfect airbrush on there. No, don't want that on there. Yep, cool. Right. Let's lighten that up a little bit. And then just going to mix the Acadian back in with the previous mix. pull that out just a tad. And again, a little bit more, lighten that mix up. Just dry that off. Hey, Robert. Thanks, Rob, for joining us. Much appreciated, sir. So we're just going to pour that. Just like so. I actually think I preferred the airbrush. That's a shame. Lesson learnt there. I should have masked that off before I started them blues. Never mind. We can work this out. At the end of the day, it's only paint, and paint can always be corrected. Let's get that back in there, and then poor old Marine having this stinky old man's foot all over his body. The Glanhounds. Alright, that's that bit down there, and let's get some of this whole brutal, this horrible pale flesh. Okay, and then let's do there you go, so we kind of got to be careful I don't ruin this. I want whoever gets it to go, yeah man, that's a friggin' awesome model. Glad I won it. Cool, right. That's that done. It'd be awesome to actually go to a tournament and actually meet up with someone and actually someone using this model against me. That'd be friggin' awesome. So we're just going to patch up the torso, so I'm going to go back in with the contrast. This time I'm going to go straight from the pot because I need to kind of just cover that up a little bit. With contrast, the thing with contrast, the pigments are quite thick, so that'll actually hide, well not hide, but it'll just tidy up where the gold's gone over the top. Brilliant. And that's it, let's get that into there like so. That's it, brilliant. That's that done. Done nice. So we're going to do, let's get the base done. This is where all my colours are not in order anymore. Right, so we're going to go Rhine Oxide, Still, Drab, and then we've got, where are you? That one, and then I need Moonfang. Where is Moonfang? Moonfang. Oh. Come here, you bugger. Right. My colours of choice. Sorry, that wasn't a pretty sight. Do you know what? Britain has some awesome places you can take her. If you ever come to one of our tournaments, Leighton Buzzard has some awesome sites. You can just send her off and go, yeah, there you go. You just go into town and you just have a look at all the pretty shops. There you go. So let's put that. So we're going to go in with the Rhine Oxide first of all. And then we're just going to go around the base. Let's just get like a nice dark brown in there. Actually need a slightly smaller brush just to get in like so. Where's the furthest you've been for tournaments? So my missus will not go to. She will not go to tournaments. We been to Gibraltar a couple of times for no retreat, and I tried to convince the missus to come along, but she just won't have none of it. No, I'm not going to play War. I'm not going to go while you play Warhammer. I'll be bored. Well, you don't know until you play. You should give it a try. Hopefully the dice company will be back up so we can get our new dice in. Right, there you go. That's that sorted. So we're going to go Moonfang next. That's what we should do. Get all the wives together, send them out shopping, so then we can play Warhammer. Like it. I like it a lot. Cool. That's that part done. And God, I dropped my bloody paintbrush. So we're going to go with Moonfang next. And we're going to kind of go in with a little bit of a dry brush effect on this. But we're going to go with like a heavy dry brush. So just using a smaller brush, and all we're doing is going in because we want a big part of this. Still want the previous colour underneath to show. But we want to be the Moonfang's got to be quite dominant as well. This is quite a nice little. I like this little colour scheme. Right, that's that on, and then go with Steel Legion next. Let's dry that off. You're lucky. My family will not have any part of it at all. They won't get involved. Slowly getting my little one into painting, and that's a good start. I'm waiting for Ninth to drop, and I'm hoping she's that little bit older that I can teach her how to play Ninth. She really wants to get like involved with like the battle reports, and like you really can't, honey. It's not, can't have you doing it. Not yet, anyway. Wait until you're older. She's a cheeky little monkey, and I think if I reckon if she did start going to tournaments, she would talk the high end of her opponent and get away with murder. Right, and then going in with Crackstone next. Okay, I'm just going with a lighter dry brush now. It's just like the final part. That's it. Awesome. Of course, we've got those shells there as well. Done. Perfect. Well happy with that. Let's get those shells done. So we're going to go with burnt metal, pale burnt metal. See how that fares. So let's pull that back, and then let's put out those shells. It's working nicely. I've got an awesome little green stuff tool where you can make your own bullet shells. It looks great on the website, but I haven't still managed to pull it off and get perfect shells out yet. There you go, done. So that stands out quite nice. And let's just do his pipe coming out of his mouth. Get that in there like that. So that's that part done, and then I want to do the fleshy part next. So what we're going to do, we're going to do base will be corn red. Let's go. If I can get that out. So we're going to go corn red, and then we're going to go Wazdaka. I think we're going to go with some pinks and purples as well. Alright, so colours we've got, we're going to play with Emperor's Children, Pink Horror, and we've got Screaming Pink as well. And then we've got some other little ones as well. So, actually, do you know what? We're going to go Screaming Pink. Screamer Pink, I think that'd be the best one. Hey, welcome to the party. Thanks for joining us. Really do appreciate it. Right, so we're going to go with the Screaming Pink next. So this is going to be for the... Let's get that onto here. Like so. I don't have a Necron army, but I was so tempted to order the... is it the Prior? That new model that's just come out for the Necrons. So tempted just to get him, just to paint him up. I think he looks absolutely freaking awesome. Right, let's get that into there like so. It's working out well, and then we're just going to get in there. Let's get that deep in. Probably going to need... Oh. Just try not to get paint on the paint box. Won't work. I'm not forgetting, my friend. What else we got? Yeah, no, I'm not forgetting. I'm trying to drink. It's difficult when I'm out working though. Last 2 days, it's been extremely hot, and yeah, didn't get a chance to. All right, let's go with. I was going to go with corn red, but I don't think I will now. I'm going to go with Wazdaka red next. Let's get that in there. I'm going to go. That's cool. That's actually really cool. Let's get that in there like so. We need kind of something just to pull out from. Just to pull it out a little bit. So we're going to start adding some. We're going to go with Pink Horror. I think that's going to be it. Wow. It's been a while since I used this. So we're going to add some Pink Horror to the Wazdaka. So 50-50. Let's see if we can pull that up. I'm going to have to dry that a little bit. I've got your dice on order as well, so your dice should be coming very soon. As soon as I get those out, I'll get that shipped off to you for being a patron. So for the $6 and above, you get some awesome twisted dice. So once I get those through, I'll get them shipped off from you for you. There you go, that's working perfect. And I'm going to go a little bit neat in with the pink. I'm just going to tap, not too much. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the previous mix and just going to add a little bit of white to it. Just going to lighten that up just a tad, and then I think what I might have to do. Yeah, it's actually quite cool. It's actually very, very cool. It's worked. Excellent. that's that done. I think we're at the stage now where we can stick this fella together. So let's get that off there, like so. Let's get this glove off. Before we do anything else, actually, let's do some highlighting on the marine. So some really old paint here. Oh wow, that is hot. Yeah, we've been having to wear the mask as well, and I'm not sure what the weather's been like, the temperature, but I know it's been friggin' hot, and being outside all the time, it gets to you. So we're using some edge highlight paints. This is, I don't think you can buy these anymore. I think these are like, I think they are gone, but it's cool paint. So just water that down just a tad, and we're just going to go across the marine's body. Of course, I haven't done his eyes yet. Ooh, I nearly made a schoolboy error there. That'd have been quite bad sticking it together and not done the eyes, because that'd have made it a mission. What should we do? Go red with the eyes, maybe? I think red would be a good shout. Gotta get that right. Let's pull that across there, like so. That's cool, right. That up to there, like that. And I suppose I better get that across there. Come on. Just need you to need it to play ball just a little bit. I suppose I better get a little bit over there as well. Let's pull that across. Perfect, right. Of course, I've just noticed where I've missed with the some other gold trims, which was a bit silly of me. Where's the gold paint gone? There it is. Let's get a dollop of that on the palette, and let's just get that in. There you go. I thought that was a bit strange, only having one bit gold, but yeah, it's brilliant. It's worked nicely. Right, okay, that's that done. That's that done. Just got to do the eyes next, so we're going to go. Tempted to do this the opposite way and go potentially play around with the contrast. We need. No, we won't. We're going to do this the proper way. Let's go with corn red first of all. So I'm going to go corn red into the eye socket, and we're going to work it up the normal way. Let's get it in there. So yeah, red is definitely the way forward. Okay, so we've got that one in there so far, and then let's go with just lean over. So we got Mephiston and that one. What else are we going to go with? Just playing with some yellows, and got some. We've got a nice, real fluorescent yellow to pop in there towards the end. Let's go with the Mephiston red next. Let's give that a good shake. Let's bring that over there, like so. Just change the brush up. Where did I do? Where did that go? Oh man, I don't want to mix that up. put that on there, like so. Right. Let's go in with Mephiston. Come on. It's got to stand out. Yeah, that's working. Just took a little bit of time to get that going, but once that did. I don't know whether it's just my eyes, but it just seems really small. I was going to go straight in with the Evil Sun, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to add the yellow straight in with the Mephiston. Make a nice orange. And then we're going to pull that. Down like so. Just a tad there. Go with that, my friend. So I'm going to add some more yellow to the mix. Might have to just go over that a little bit with the Mephiston again. I just need that a little bit more around there, and then we're going to go with the fluorescent now. God, how bright that is. This was a colour that was wasn't the colour I'd normally go for. It's a colour that was introduced to me, and it was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. Actually, doing eyes, it can get a really nice effect from it. Okay, and then let's put that around there like so. And then we're going to tab a little bit of white. And a little bit there. I don't know if you can see that. It's turned out all right. All right, just add a little bit of white into there, and I just want to pull just where we've done that highlight. I just want to just put a little bit more around. And we just want a little bit. Like so. I suppose we'll have a little bit there, and just a final tap just across there. Cool. Right, let's stick them together. See what the end result looks like. So that should go in there like so. Like that. Right. I'm going to slightly break you off a little bit. Right, let's get his body on. Let's get some glue on. Let's get that stuck on underneath. have to do a little bit of patchwork on there as well, but that's cool. We can make that look good. Get that underneath there, like so, and then that down there. So we just got a little bit. We just got to mend. Just where I stuck that down, it's kind of moved over a little bit, but no worries. We can sort that out. And then what I do once I've got that, I can then just paint those bits there, which is not going to be a problem. This is me getting eager and trying to see what the end result's going to look like. Head part. Let's get that. Right, let's get that little head on. Looks good. Happy the way he's coming out. So let's get another picture. We'll pop that back up on Instagram again. And I'll feed that back to all the various sites. So this is going up onto the Discord. So we can see that. Right, let's work upon, let's get those containers there sorted out next. I think that should be the next point of call. You need to stick down, my friend. Right, let's just. I've got to try and get that to dry a bit, so I'm just going to get the hair dry on that for a bit. Let's just see what we've got. Yeah, it's not a bad shout. Yeah, that's always been the way I've done eyes in the past. Whether that's the right way or not. Like you can cheat and you can do it the way you said. That works out well as well. But I just find I'm a bit too heavy-handed with the shades, and it kind of doesn't work for me. Come on. It's taking for ages to dry. Do you reckon? Yeah, it's drying now. Let's get some white paint now. Let's go with Corex white. Let's just get that Corex white straight in there. Sits nicely and masks up the gold where it's just gone over. And let's get that into there like so. Of course, we've got those bits there. Those bits in. I suppose in there would probably be a little bit of vial in that bit there as well, I suppose. Old dirty vial. Yeah, it's awesome. Right, let's dry that off and give it another coat. That's that done. Right, so I'm guessing it's pretty much just fall straight out from the top. Interesting. Right, first things first, let's see. What have I got? There, alright. We'll go with so we got that as a nice colour. And where is what we got? Ultramarine. So I'm just going to go with the contrast on this next stage. I think contrast will do. There it is, hiding away. Turquoise. So they're the two colours we're going to play around next. Let's get the light back in the right direction. Let's pull all those over there. So we're going to go with the turquoise first. We're going to go with the light blue first of all, and then what we're going to do, we're just going to, and then let's pop that straight over the top. Really do love contrast paints. Let's just get that where it needs to be. Just take off some of that excess. Excess. Spit my words out. Cool, right, let's just dry that off. To be fair, I think maybe not going with the no, we need to go darker, just slightly up the top. I was tempted not to do it, but I think I'll have to. Right, so for the turquoise, I need to darken it up just a tad. Water that down because that will come out too thick. And so we'll go straight into there like so. So just a little bit of water with this now, and what we want to do is just do up there like so, just so we can see just where the vial's starting to empty out, and then we'll do a little bit there. But there, like I say, we'll leave that one full. Cool, right, let's just get a little bit over there, like so. Let's go. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go in with some white ink. I'm going to add that into the... No, I don't. No, I don't. We want the lighter blue. I'm going to add some white ink into that instead. Just take as much as that excess we possibly can off. And then what we want to do is just do the lines. Going across like so. And we'll pull that across. And just probably one line going down there like so. And we just got to do some dabbling effects for the bubbles. Actually, we need to do a line down there like so. Cool. Right, let's do the bubbles. So just going to go straight in with the white ink now. White ink mania. Okay. So taking off the excess, and then what we're going to do is just do dabble effects. Okay, it's kind of... I need to darken that top bit off just a tad. Let's just get that line. I ain't gonna lie, I'm finding that a little bit more trickier to do than I did the other one, and it's a bigger file. Mental. Absolutely mental. Right. Let's go with the turquoise, and let's just go back with, I just want to darken that bit up there. I think probably what's making it, I think I probably know what it is that little ridge there that's probably not. Let's do my eyes. I need to pull that line up a little bit more. Just get a little bit of turquoise in there. Cool, right, I need to just a little bit more of that. Just darken that, thicken it up a little bit. Get a little bit around there like so, around there, and then we're just going to do darken it off just a tad around that bit there. Let's just get I'm just going to have this a little bit closer just so I can see what I'm going on that. So I know it doesn't make great entertainment, but I just needed it just so I can see. I'm running this down just between where the gold is, and just making that define that line. It's kind of working. need a little bit down on that side. And voila. Right, we're just going to do contrast red into that part there. And let's go with luscious purple. Let's just get it right in there. That's it. It's done. Voila. He's all done and he's looking freaking... I like the way he's come out. What I might do is just do a little bit white. I'm going to do a little bit of the white ink on his backpack, and I just want to just pull that out just a tad. This is just more to pull out the highlights. And let's just get down there, like so. And we'll get the tears in his flesh, in the cloth. And we just need a line just down there. But more importantly, we just need that line. That's it. What do we reckon? I'm well happy the way he's come out. He's actually... It's come out quite nicely. Alright, let's get some pictures of him. Then I'll post that back up. No, he does have rules. His rules... I think what he does, he more buffs Fabius up himself. Let me just double check and I'll tell you exactly what he does. So his rules. Let's go past all those flimsy little... the good guys. Let's go straight into the bad guys. Go past Typhus. No, so he just accompanied his bile with him. So he's got weapon skill of 5, ballistic skill weapon 5, strength 3, toughness 4. So he's got 1 wounds, assault 1, leadership 6, and a 6-up save. Fabius Bile is a single model equipped with the Xenos Needler and Rod. He can be accompanied by 1 Surgeon Acolyte. A Surgeon Acolyte is equipped with Surgeon Acolyte tools. You can only include 1 of them in your army, and he does. What does he do? Oh, okay, another pair of hands. So if you add him into it, if Fabius is accompanied by the surgeon, after rolling the D3 for the enhanced warrior abilities, you can add or subtract 1 to the roll. On a D3, roll a 2 or 3. If a surgeon is destroyed, it is ignored for the purposes of morale tests. So that's pretty cool. I suppose it's a unit, so he could probably be... So you'll have the character keyword, so he can't be targeted, so you can keep him back quite nicely. It's probably why we like him. The twisted dice, you see, goes with the theme. So that's pretty cool. So for the enhancements, that could be quite handy, because that then can kind of give you more choice on what you go for. So you kind of have more. It's more 50-50 on whether you get what you want. So you can pretty much guarantee you're always going to get +1 toughness if that's what you're after. But the +1 strength or the +1 attack, it gives you a better chance. So 50-50 whether you get one or the other. Once we get back out of lockdown and we can get battle reports done again, I'm going to do a campaign game. I'm going to get my Death Guard army back, and I'm going to try recreate with Grant, and probably do a freeway. And what we do is we do the battle between where Fabius has got all his enhanced warriors, and where he's trying to get off planet, and I'm going to have Typhus coming in and then just try and recreate that battle on that planet, because it just sounds really cool. And I don't think that Typhus would have run. Typhus is such a badass. Like the fluff out of Wall of the Spider, it's only a short story, but they make Typhus out to be... Typhus is a badass, like, don't get me wrong, he's a badass, but a shield captain pretty much faces Typhus, and Typhus kind of goes, yeah, not interested. Don't get me wrong, he's probably whittled down his forces quite a lot, but if he was going to happy to chase Fabius down with the resources that he's got, I can't see why he would have stopped at a shield captain. Doesn't make sense. That really doesn't make sense to me at all. He should have just carried on going. And Typhus has the ability just to keep chomping through and just absolutely annihilating anything. It's like Typhus is probably one of the hardest units, I reckon, in 40k. He's just so resilient to everything. And of course, he was the one that tricked Mortarion into turning into a demon prince. If you don't know any of the fluff on that, it's a good one to listen to. Just how they convert him over. Right, let's try that. So the only thing I've just done for the final touches is just blacked up the base itself. Mate, thank you for that. That's friggin' awesome. That's so kind of you. So all I've done is just done the black around the bases, and that's just to make that pop. But yeah, that's awesome. I'm very, very happy the way he's popped out. I'm hoping whoever gets Fabius, whoever gets those two, are going to friggin' enjoy that, because they've come out really, really well. So happy with them. Now, the one thing I didn't do on the live stream is I didn't do the eyes. So doing them just with my glasses on, I can't do the eyes. Eyesight's unfortunately one of the sort of things of getting old. You kind of lose the ability to see shit. It kind of sucks. I've got a pair of magnifying glasses that just sit on top of my eye on my glasses, and with that I can just get in and just about pinpoint the actual eyes itself. So he's actually got white eyes with a black pupil in it, which is absolutely cool. But yeah, I'm happy with that. So that's our version, and that's Games Workshop's version. So I think they're nearly there. But what I'll do is I'll take some pictures. I'll get that up on the Instagram. Oh, nearly forgot. Got to sort out that part there where we just messed up before. I say me, the royal me. Let's just get that in there. So we just get some Cadian flesh. Let's take that off, and then we just touch that up. Just needs to do a couple of paints on that. Thank you very much for the €2, by the way. That's really kind of you. That's a really thoughtful gesture, and it really does. It makes my day. So thank you. That's absolutely cool. That's so friggin' awesome. Okay, a bit around there. Just have another bit there. So as crazy as this sounds, so that's what we're giving away as a giveaway. And also got, of course, the studio. We need our own FABUIS bile itself, so we're going to give that fella away. But I've still got another FABUIS bile to paint up. This one I'm going to do over the next couple of days. With this one, I'm going to put this up as a painting guide. So with this one, I'll go through all the steps that I'm going to do on painting this one on camera. So if you are looking to copy or replicate the formulas that I've used, this will be just like a short version. So probably about a 40-minute video, and I'll just go through the processes of what I've done, how I've done it, and the colours as well, and that's it. But we should have him looking no different to what you see there. And what I'm loving about that one, this FABUIS, is the colours, the purples. I really love that. Those purples, they really do stand out really nicely on FABUIS. So happy the way they've come out. Compared to the other purples that we done the other day, that was really cool. But yeah, that'd be really cool. I've just streamed every day for a year, and I have brought you the new camera. I just streamed every day for a year, and I have brought you the new camera. If I stream every single day, and got that, potentially yes. The idea upon the cameras that I want to get would be, if we get the cameras that we want to get, it's for the editing side of things. It changes everything on the editing. At the moment, when we do a battle report, because I've got 4 cameras on the go, 4 cameras on the go already. So I've got the drop down, I've got the side one, I've got the dice cam, and I've got the handheld cam. When it comes to like pulling them all together, you've got to get them in sync. So it takes me about 10-15 minutes to try and get and pull those all together, and that's where the time takes in. So once I get all the new cameras in, we get the better quality picture, especially on the drop down and the dice cam, etc. But it speeds up the editing time as well, because then it'd be one button and it records all in the same time. But it's not, it is what it is, and it's cool. What we're doing so far is awesome, I think. But we're getting there. We work, me and Ace are working really hard to make everything as perfect as we possibly can, and trying to get more painting guides in, because this is what I love doing. I love talking about the fluff. I love the fluff. I love the lore. But my thing is is more the painting. I love doing the painting itself, and of course, who doesn't love going going somewhere, playing some Warhammer, flinging some dice, and drinking beer. There's just not enough time in the day to get all of it in one go. But yeah, how's lockdown with everyone else, where everyone else is in the world? I know, like in the UK, we've just our Prime Minister's reduced down the lockdown, so we're kind of coming out of that back end, and it's kind of given us a bit of more freedom. Hopefully when 9th does drop, we'll have to think about out of the box on how we do the battle report, because I don't think we're going to be... It's not going to be a case that we can have 3 people in the studio, as how I'd like to have it when we record a battle report. One constantly recording the game, while the other 2 just constantly play. So we definitely have to think out of the box on that side. But it'd be interesting, because I know Memphis over in the States, I can I've been watching a couple of things over there, and it seems quite bad at the moment, everything that's going on, with the riots that's going on, and then of course you've got the coronavirus, and I know the death rate is quite, or the infection rate is quite high where you are at the moment. I really appreciate that. That's really cool, kind words. So thank you for that. That's awesome. Yeah, it's really scary. I think I don't know how it's a difficult one for the countries, because if you put a lockdown in place and you restrict people from moving around, a lot of companies are going to suffer, because they're not getting the sales in, they're not getting what they need in. People can't go out and they can't go to work, so they can't earn money. but they're safe. In the other hand, like, you let people go back to work, you let people do what they've got to do, but then as soon as they go back to work, that's when people get sick again, and it's just a scary thought at the moment. Absolutely bonkers. And like, it's scary on how the coronavirus started, you know, and how the whole thing, where they think it's potentially from bats. I don't know how they know that 100% it's from a bat, but I think later on in life we'll probably find out more information on it. But I don't think anything just too soon. Be interesting to see when flights actually start happening again, and when you can actually start traveling to different countries. I think that's going to be not as easy at the beginning. And I think at the moment, I don't think I want to go to another country at the moment with everything that's going on. I don't know, it's interesting. I'd love to get back over to Gibraltar. Gibraltar said their lockdowns eased up quite well. Hey Ace, thanks for joining, mate. You've missed it, my friend. We've done it. With the model's painted, he's done, and he's looking friggin' awesome. So just for Ace, we've got Fabius, and we've also got our little buddy there. And that's it. So we've got any questions at all? Anything anyone would like to ask us? No, that's cool. That's cool. Sorry, there's a little bit of a time delay between when I talk and when you when you answer. So, yeah. So if there's a little bit of a time delay, that's the reason. Cheers, Memphis. That's really appreciate it, my friend. When you do get over to the UK, Memphis, we'll sort out a battle report. You'll have to bring your models over, and we'll get a battle report in. Stop, make me blush. Right, so if there's nothing else, what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to finish off. I need to do a little bit of tidying up here and get myself ready for tomorrow. With this one, as I say, I'm going to paint up Fabius and this little fella. So the next week we'll have a full painting guide up, and so it's exactly the same process I've done tonight and over the last couple of days is how I'm going to paint the studio Fabius. So exactly how I've done there. So if you do fancy copying it or replicating any of these colours, that will be all up on the YouTube channel, and of course the patrons should get access to that a little bit earlier. So as soon as I'm finished with it, the patrons will get it straight away, and then it'll hopefully drop on YouTube very, very soon. Anyway, listen, thank you very much to everyone that's joined us tonight. Really do appreciate it. It's been really awesome. Thank you very much again for the $2. That is the €2. Sorry, that's friggin' awesome. I really do appreciate it. It helps a lot. Hopefully, I'll catch you all guys all again next Saturday night. So next Saturday night, we'll try to aim for 7 again. So as soon as I get in from work, I'll get set up, and then we'll go straight on. Next week, I'm gonna probably order the Prior, the new Necron dude, and I'm gonna get him. I think I'm gonna paint him up on the channel and go from there. Anyway, I'm going to love and leave you. Thank you very much again for joining us, and hopefully I'll catch you all again very, very soon. Thanks again.